Good day, everyone, and welcome to Cad-Cafe. On this tutorial, I'll be taking you on how to start a simple drawing in SolidWorks, and of course, I will show you uh, the origin as well as several other things like the plane, and which is the orientation, and also the relationships of the bodies of which you'll be drawing or object of which you'll be drawing. So, you to start a new drawing, you simply go to the top left corner of the screen. I've done this before in the previous video. Click on the new, and then like I said in the previous video, you click on the part. Now we have part assembly and drawing. Okay, so I've already explained in the previous video what these three things stands for. Okay, so you click on the part, and then this is basically for a single design component, right? So then you okay it. Okay, so this is your environment, right? So the first thing you do is to change your unit, and I believe before you start your drawing, you already must have known the unit you will be using for your drawing. So you simply come to top, the right bottom of the screen. All right, this is it, and then you click on this IPS. Okay, all right, and this will come up, and you click on the unit of which you will want to use. So this is a unit I'll be using for this tutorial, mmgs, that's millimeter, gram, and second. All right, so I'll click on that, and then just also, for knowledge sake, in the previous video I showed you how to go about that using the option to select a unit. But this is actually a fast option. Okay, you can just come in here and then change your unit to the desired unit you want. It's very important before you start your drawing. Alright, so once you're done with that, you head over to this section, the left bar. Okay, alright, so you have the history, the sensors, annotations, solid bodies, material, front plane, top plane, and the right plane. So if you click on the origin, this will come up. So this is simply the the origin. Of course, from your mathematics and your coordinate systems, you always have all the origin, which is where you start your drawing in space. Okay, so this is your origin, and then we have the front plane. Okay, the front plane, and then we have the top plane. You could see the difference. All right, and then we have the bottom plane. Okay, so these are different orientations of which you were allowed to start your drawing from. Okay, so you can choose you may choose to start your drawing from the front plane, and you may also choose to start your drawing from the top plane, and you may also decide to start from the right plane. Okay, depending on what you want to achieve. Okay, so depending on what you want to achieve. I say it again. So now let's, for example, sketch on this front plane. All right. So you simply come to the front plane, you right click, and then this will come up, and you click on the sketch. All right, you come to the front plane, you right click, and then you left click on the sketch. Okay, see that the front plane will realign itself. Okay, and then the origin itself will come up. Now this origin, whichever plane you'll be using, you always find an origin. Whichever plane, be it front plane, top plane, or right plane, you always have an origin. Okay. All right, so this is a reference point for your all your drawings. Okay, so your drawing is referenced from the origin. All right, so now let's just do a simple drawing. Let's just, for instance, sketch a line. All right, so to do that, you simply roll over here to the bar here at the top of your screen. Okay, you have the sketch. Of course, you have the features and you have the sketch. Okay, so click on the sketch, and then you will see all these features. All right, so you go to your line. All right, your line. And if you notice just the small arrow beside this line, if you click on it, you will see that there are other types of lines. We have the line itself, we have the center line, we have the midpoint line. Okay. Now, uh, as we go, as we further in our tutorials, okay, I'll be showing you the differences of these lines. Okay, the what makes it different, right? But if you actually just come over here, right, and then click on, and then let's click on this line. What it will choose is the first option, which is the line. You've noticed. Okay, so that's what it will first of all choose. So that's if you don't actually click on this drop down arrow. Okay, what it will automatically select the line, which is the first option on that drop down. So having done that, you if you come down, you notice that on the orientation is asking you ask sketch horizontal. Is the line horizontal? Is it vertical? Or is it an angle? Do you want to draw an angle? Right. And other options is for construction, infinite length, midpoint line. All right. So it therefore means that you could convert this line to these other options. All right. So you could convert this line to center line and midpoint line by just clicking any of these. All right. So for instance, if I want to change it to construction line, I simply come to these options, click on construction line. You see that it has changed to a construction line. Okay. All right. So you could see the dash. Okay. The dash is in between the line. Okay, that's the construction line. So you can actually undo that by unticking this box for construction. All right. So having done that, you simply click on the green. All right. So if you click on this line, you notice that it will show you different relationships on the line. Now, what you see these green icons means that this line is the first one. This one is horizontal. Okay, so this means that this line you're seeing right now is horizontal, and this other one means that the line is coincidental. All right, it's coincidental, and I believe you know what coincidental line means. Ah, so right, so now if you actually delete this relation, all right, if you click on it again, the line again, notice that that relation is no longer there. So it therefore means that the line is no longer horizontal, which means I can take it to vertical. Okay, so how this is done is that you simply click on the line and then drag. You left click on the line and drag it to whatever orientation you want it to be. All right. Okay. All right. But that will not happen unless you delete that relation. Okay. So for instance, if I come back here, if you see, if I come back here and then click on this add relations, okay, and then click on add relations, click on this horizontal, and then come back to try left click on the line and then try to move it. Notice that it will not move. It can only move horizontally. See that the length of the line can only reduce or increase, okay, horizontally. All right. So that is how it is. So you can, but if I right click on it, if I left click on it, okay, and then go over to delete, right click and delete this relation, I can actually move the line to whichever orientation I like. Also, if I left click on the line and then come here and add vertical relation, see that it automatically changes the line to a vertical line. All right. And of course, I can't move it to, I can't change the orientation to horizontal. All right. So the line can actually only reduce vertically or increase vertically. All right. And then lastly, Lastly, let me delete that vertical relation. Now you notice that this point is still fixed. Now even if I move this line, the point which was coincident, okay, this coincidental point is still fixed. Alright. So if I go ahead to delete this relation, I can actually move this line to out of this particular point of which it was before. Okay. Notice that I can actually move it to any way. Okay, so it's no longer coincidental. It's no longer coincidental to the origin. Alright, so if actually I want to take it back to how it was before that, either of the point at the end of the line to be coincidental, what I do is that I'll simply left click on this line and then I'll hold on my control key and then I'll click on the origin. So when that happens, you notice that towards the bar at the left of your screen that you see other relationships, other relations. That's and then you see midpoint and you see coincident. So you click on this coincident. All right, the line is actually coincident. All right, so you notice that I can't move it out of the origin. Okay. On the contrary, I may choose to add only either of the points to that origin. All right, I can choose to add either of the endpoint to that origin as to be as coincidental. Okay, so what I do is that I'll simply click on one end of the line and then I'll hold my control key down and then click on the origin itself and then move over to your move over to the other relations on the left side of the screen and then click on the coincidental. Notice that the line you moved to the origin, that's the line whose end I actually clicked before. Okay, the end I actually selected before we move to that particular point of the origin. All right, so it's now coincidental. If I click on this line, you look at the relations, it's coincidental. So that is how to start a drawing. Okay, be it a circle. I'm choose to draw my circle. All right, and I may still choose to make this center coincidental to this. So by simply clicking the center of the circle, and then I'll hold my control key down, then move over to click the origin as well, and then I can come to click on this merge. All right, so that automatically moves the center of the circle to the origin. All right. Meanwhile, I can actually still move my line, the other end of my line that is not fixed to anything or coincidental to anything, to anywhere I like. All right. But the circle, the origin is fixed, but the diameter is not fixed. Hence, I can move it to any point I like in the space. Invariably, I can increase the diameter size. Right. So that is it. So likewise, other features. That is how to start a simple drawing. All right. So don't forget to select your plane. Okay. Let's just do a quick drawing on the top plane too. So to sketch on the top plane, simply come here, click on left click, and you will see this sketch. All right. Please, you can actually also right click. You right click, you still see the sketch plane. Okay, this sketch. All right. So once that happens, this will come up. Sorry about that. Okay, this will come up top plane, and of course you always know that which of your plane you're drawing on once you click on it by this. indication top plane. Okay, so you see the same origin is there. All right, and you can choose to draw. You just draw a square, a corner rectangle. Now, like I said, if you click on this, okay, without selecting any of the drop down, what would it would take first? What you take first on this one to be the center rectangle. Okay, so to be on the safe side, what you do is that you actually click on the drop down and then select the line you want, or you click on the drop down and select the type of object you want to draw. Okay, the specific type of object you want to draw. Okay, you can see that there are different types of rectangles. Okay, center rectangle, 3 point corner rectangle, 3 point center rectangle, and so on and so forth. Right? So on this one, we are drawing the center rectangle. So you simply come to center, click on that. You see that, right? So that's how it is. Right, that's how it is. So you can actually change this rectangle to other types. Okay, let's not go there now. Right. So that is actually how to draw uh, shapes and draw new drawings. Okay, so be on the safe side, try to use click the specific type of shape you want to draw on whatever drop down you'll be using. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to follow, and if you have any issue, drop it in the comment section. Thank you very much.